What's going on, everyone? I am in Ann Arbor, Michigan, a very hazy and smoky Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I'm here with Buick to preview some of the 2024 models, namely the brand new Envista, but also the refreshed Encore GX, which receives Buick's new styling. So let's do a quick walk around of the Encore GX, see what's new, see how it stacks up to the Envista, and see if it's something that you might be interested in. All right, what obviously jumps out at you first is the refreshed styling. The new styling of the front end of the GX looks, in my opinion, my humble opinion, it looks way better. It's sort of mirroring the electric concept car, and it looks like the new Envista, which is a very handsome vehicle in this class. And the Encore GX was a pretty popular vehicle because it gave buyers some premium features without, necessarily charging them big premium dollars. This one's ST model comes in right under $30,000. So that's a pretty good value for what you're getting. And I think that the styling helps the Encore GX to sort of look a little bit more upscale than it did before. Before, I feel like it looked like it kind of settled a bit. Now it's starting to look a little bit more convincingly upscale. Is it just me, or is this color like more of a thing now? I feel like this color, the sort of copper color, is becoming more of a thing, and I'm kind of okay with that. If you had told me like a year ago, I'd be like, no, not that color. That's not going to be the next flat gray color, Nardo gray color. But I'm starting to see it proliferate more and more, and I'm kind of here for it. Powertrains, unfortunately, remain largely unchanged. These are the same powertrains that power things like the Chevy Trailblazer. So they're turbo 3-cylinder engines, and in top spec, it only makes like 155 horsepower. So you have a lower, like 130 some odd horsepower engine and a 155 horsepower. Now, I like the Trailblazer. I generally think that it's fast enough to get out of its own way, and this is no different. On the street, I just took it on a quick drive. It was plenty powerful enough in sort of stop and go traffic, but it's definitely not going to give you like extra, right? It's going to give you enough, but it's not going to give you extra. Now, those power plants are paired to either a CVT automatic in front-wheel drive mode, or they're paired to a 9-speed automatic in all-wheel drive, and it's fine. Like I said, it's enough power, but there's not like another level up from there. Now, inside the Encore GX, you get a little bit more elevated materials over something like its Chevy Trailblazer sibling, and that's evident. I mean, the touch points are nice, but the big news here is this new screen. This is like 19 inches of infotainment display here. You've got like an 11-inch infotainment display running GM's new software, and you've got like an 8-inch driver gauge display, and they look really nice. This is definitely a premium touch in this class of vehicle. So if you're wondering why you might go for something like an Encore GX over like a Honda HR-V or a Mazda CX-30, it's this updated infotainment screen that not only looks great, but it works really well. The other thing about the driving experience, okay, the driving position is good. I'm 6'6". Hello, if you're new to the channel. I have no trouble fitting in this vehicle. We'll test it out with me sitting behind me. The driving experience is pretty good. I generally like the way that Buicks ride. Lately, I've had a couple Buicks to test. I'm a big fan of the way the Envision rides, and the GX, the Encore GX, is no different. It rides very well. We're up in Ann Arbor where the roads are not great, okay? Brake pedal feel, especially nice and firm. It's a little spongy, but it's firm, and it's got like good stopping power, good bite. The pickup, like I said, mediocre, but it generally composes itself well. You're not gonna like confuse this for a Mazda, but at the same time, it isolates you, and it feels like there's that little extra 30% of isolation from the road that you would get in a more mainstream brand. Now, this one also has the Pano Sunroof, which I would greatly appreciate sitting in the back. It's a little bit dark, but what did I say? If you're new here, my family is very tall. To give you context, the whole point of this channel, sort of enthusiast dad lives with vehicles. I'm 6'6", my wife is 5'9", my oldest is 6'1", and my 13-year-old is like 5'11". So we're a tall family, and this is me sitting behind me in the back seat of a Buick Encore GX. Now, you're like, but hold on a second, your legs are kind of squished in there. Well, yeah, I'm 6'6", remember? A human being could sit behind me. Maybe not a 6'6" human being, but a human being could sit behind me And that's pretty good in a vehicle of this size. Although it's pretty good in a vehicle of this size, but you know what's even better is the Envista. And we're gonna be looking at that too. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch that video because the packaging inside the Envista, very impressive. Now the new Buick Envista does make great use of its interior space. Why might you choose the Encore GX then? What's the point of the Encore GX if the Envista exists? Well, there's one important point. The Encore GX is slightly bigger than the Envista. So you get 23.5 cubic feet of cargo space back here, and you still get most of that second row usability. You could fold those seats down and have a little bit more cargo space as well. So like the GX has a purpose. That was the first thing I thought when I arrived here is I was like, well, the Envista looks pretty fantastic. The price point on it is insane for what you're getting. I mean, honestly, it's legitimately pretty crazy. Why would buyers go for the Encore GX? Well, it rides slightly higher, it has slightly more cargo space, and that's about it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's a massive difference because there's not. But having those extra 3 cubic feet of cargo space, that might be the difference between someone like a tall family like ours and a family with younger children. My kids are both teenagers. A younger family might go for the Envista, so you would have to choose which one's right for you. Now, should you buy a Buick Encore GX? Well, this is just a preview. I've had this vehicle for a couple of minutes and I'm getting to do a walk around real quick, so I'm not going to give you a definitive yes or no relative to its competitors. I will say this, Buick is starting to go a sort of more value-oriented luxury route. Think of kind of what Hyundai and Kia pivoted to years ago, using sort of better design, better materials, better option packages. And if you look at what the Envista is promising and this refreshed Encore GX, I would take a strong look at them from that perspective. Now, if you're a driving enthusiast, are you going to get more joy out of a CX-30? Probably. If you're looking for maximum space efficiency, maybe a Honda HR-V or a Toyota Corolla Cross. But if you're looking for a quiet, refined ride with some good, sort of more upscale options in an increasingly good-looking package and comparable cargo space, the Encore GX might be worth a look. Okay, I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments what do you like or dislike about the Encore GX, and I'll see you in the next video.